Good morning. We now call this council meeting to order. We'll be led in prayer by Madam Clerk. Following the prayer, we'll go into our Pledge of Allegiance. We ask that if you have a cell phone, that you would put it on mute, silent, or off at this time. Madam Clerk.
O God of might, wisdom, and justice, through whom authority is rightly administered, laws enacted and judgment decreed, assist us, we beseech thee, that this city council may be conducted in righteousness and be eminently useful to thy people over whom we reside. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams. Here. Morgan.
Present.
West. Present. Roots.
Present.
Mayor Kirkland.
Present. Move for the approval of the minutes.
So moved.
I second. Are there any questions?
Yeah, there was one misspelling in the minutes. It was referring to LNG. It was written L and the ampersand G, so it's represents liquefied natural gas, but that was the only correction that I saw.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other corrections, questions? Madam Clerk.
So move. I second. I want to do a motion to make sure that with the amended changes of the LNG for the approval of the minutes. So I'll make a motion with those changes.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded that we approve the minutes by way of making the appropriate changes. Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Roots.
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes.
Resolution.
One second.
Sure.
At this time, we open up the mic for public comments on agenda items only. If you have public comments, we ask that you would go to the microphone, state your name, your address, and your comments. We also want to ask the audience if they would be so kind, if you're going to speak, that you sign in at the podium here, your name and your address, if you're going to address council at this time. Madam Clerk.
Resolution. The Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby ratify the appointment of the following individuals to the position of Police Cadet, Chester Police Department, Department of Public Affairs, effective July 6, 2022, at an hourly rate of $15 per hour on a per diem basis, not to exceed 8 hours per day, 5 days per week, with no benefits. Number 1, Kelly Dodson. Number 2, Ryan Kaminsky. Number 3, Andrew Kohlmeyer. And number 4, Brett Foster. Further, said police cadets shall attend the Delaware County Community College Academy to receive the required police certification and successfully complete all other pre-employment requirements.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Roots.
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes.
Resolution. The Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does approve and order payment of a series of bills and refunds as prepared by the Department of Accounts and Finance and is shown on expenditure approval list dated July 1st, 2022, attached hereto and made a part hereof, subject to approval from the Department of Accounts and Finance.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Roots,
No.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes. At this time, Ms. King, you want to give your COVID report? Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Pennsylvania Department of Health reports that there have been 7,263 positive cases reported in Chester since the start of the pandemic. Last week, there were 26 positive cases reported in Chester. Research experts believe that the number of positive cases is undercounted given the common use of at-home tests. Delaware County is currently experiencing a medium level of COVID-19 transmissions. According to the CDC, people may choose to mask at any time. Those at high risk for severe illness should talk to their healthcare provider about whether they need to wear a mask and take other precautions. Also, those with symptoms of positive tests or exposure to someone with COVID-19 should wear a mask. The Delaware County Health Department is encouraging the public to follow the CDC's recommendations for universal masking indoors regardless of vaccination status. The CDC recommends that everyone 6 months and older get their COVID-19 vaccine. In addition, everyone 5 years and older should also get a COVID-19 booster. Vaccinations and boosters are available on July 18th, August 1st, August 15th, and August 29th from 11 to 5 at the Delaware County Health Center located at 151 West 5th Street. They offer walk-ins, but to schedule an appointment, you can call 484-276-2100. Everest Urgent Care's hours for operations are Monday through Friday, 9 to 6:30, and Saturday, 9 to 5:30. They offer walk-in COVID PCR testing every day and walk-in vaccines and booster shots on Wednesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 6:30. If you need to schedule an appointment for the vaccine, you can call 484-480-4700. Also, you can always go to vaccines.gov for the most up-to-date appointment availability for vaccines and boosters. The Chester City Hall Health Department will be giving away free COVID-19 rapid test kits today, July 13th, and July 27th from 10 to 1 in the lobby at Chester City Hall. Everyone is welcome and can receive 2 test kits. Lastly, we want to let everyone know that the diabetes luncheon was a success, and we want to thank everyone that came out. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. King. Thank you for that thorough presentation. And once again, we try to encourage all to make sure that you're vaccinated, your children are vaccinated, so that we can take care of one another and ourselves. Once again, if you're going to address the council, we ask that you would sign your name and your address at the podium. We're trying to give you the time to do just that. This time we have a proclamation presentation.
Yes, Your Honor, we have 2 proclamations. The first is Edmund B. Cable Jr. Edmund B. Cable Jr., also known as Bruce, was born and raised in Chester, PA. He graduated from IUP, played college basketball, and he is a Mason. He also worked and performed in basketball camps at IUP. He is known for being a stand-up individual and not being biased. He has worked with social and emotional youth for the past 15 years. Bruce has assisted the 35 and over league for the past 5 years. He works with our youth at the Chester Boys and Girls Club. In addition to his accomplishments, he is known for being a steward for the youth. Bruce not only plays in the 35 and over league, he also keeps the score, keeps the stats, manages the clock, and he is head of security. Now therefore, I, Mayor Thaddeus Kirkland, and the council members of the city of Chester, do hereby celebrate Edmund B. Capel Jr., Bruce, for being a great role model that people can look up to in the city of Chester. Presented this 13th day of July, 2022.
Congratulations. You gotta give a half an hour speech. Would you like to say something?
You gotta say something real fast.
I didn't know if I was here for it, person, but yes, I have been involved in police. As a player and as this year, doing a lot of other things. Thank you for the award. Also, you know, the older men really do appreciate having a lead and giving them a chance to get their tensions out. And, you know, just had a positive camaraderie, which we don't see or hear much in the city of Chester. So, just thank you for this award, and let's just keep good things going. Thank you.
The second proclamation is for Jermaine Harper, also known as Harp, was born and raised in the city of Chester, Pennsylvania. He is the father of 2 girls, and he said that his kids are his notable achievements. Harp has worked at American Airlines for over 7 years. He has volunteered his time to serve as the commissioner of our city's basketball leagues, ages 18 through 34 and 35 and over league. He has volunteered his time for the past 10 years, and he has done all of it for free. He has the ability to energize, empower, and uplift our youth and adults. His hard work is seen in the progress that he is making towards bridging the gaps between our youth from the west side and the east side. The basketball leagues are comprised of both teenagers and adults. There are 10 Chester teams, 2 Delaware teams, 1 Philadelphia team, and 1 Sharon Hill team. Harp is not only the commissioner, he does the time clock, keeps score, referees, coaches, assigns referees, plays in the league, and even dry mops the basketball court. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Thaddeus Kirkland, and the council members of the city of Chester, do hereby applaud Jermaine Harper Harp for his hard work and dedication to the youth and the city of Chester. Presented this 13th day of July, 2022.
Where you going? Oh. You gotta say something.
You gotta say something. Real quick. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Mr. Capel and Mr. Harper, on behalf of myself and council, We want to thank you for your work with our young people and with our not so young people, with the Boys and Girls Club. You're correct. The Boys and Girls Club provide a safe haven for all of our young people as well as our adults. And so we applaud the Boys and Girls Club for all that they do and what they mean to this community. And thank you for working with our young people. Thank you all. Thank you, Coach. Once again, if you plan on addressing mayor and council, we ask that you would sign your names on the sign-in sheet before we collect it. Okay. Mr. Clemens?
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning to the Honorable, that is Kirkland, and to the council
Morning.
and to everyone. Certainly, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to stand before you today to try to get on your radar for consideration for this mission that I want to put forth, an initiative for some help in Chester, for the advancement and for the operations of our young people, and trying to put them on and help them to maintain the right path and to decrease the violence that we've seen as of late. Thank God for the decrease in violence that has been mentioned over the airways and in the news. Homicides are down, but we all know that one homicide is too much. And so then we want to try to advance that same projection with a project that we are calling Forward March. And I know that time is limited, so I just wanted to really just present that to you and hope to be able to hear something back in the near future. We are soliciting help with securing facilities and help. I intend to approach this from a military point of view, having retired medically and honorably after 16 and a half years in the United States Army. And we have proven that the military's standards of discipline is a good way to enhance good morals and ethics throughout, not only just our young people, but anybody else who might encounter the standards of military. You will find that they are promoting good ways of life. So I just wanted to do that, give that to you so that you might peruse the pamphlet a little while and get back to me as soon as possible. Any questions for me?
Mr. Clemens, if you would be so kind as to contact Ms. Denise Standback,
All right.
administrative assistant here. We can set up a time to dig deeper into your program and see exactly what your needs are and how we can be accommodated.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I failed to acknowledge, please be mindful that there is a 3-minute limit, please. Ms. Sudler.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Mayor and everyone that sits on the council and everyone that sits in their rightful place. My name is Miss Cheryl E. Sutler. I'm from 519 Penn Street in Chester, Pennsylvania. I'm representing as a taxpayer. I have a complaint, and I have twofold. My complaint is I didn't receive my taxes for my house. Never came. I came over and get them yesterday. Um, Went to the desk. They were very unprofessional, had an attitude. They were very rude and nasty. The person sits in number C, and they had a problem. I said good afternoon, and they said what? So I definitely had a problem with the way, if you work with public, whether you're having a bad day or not, you should come with a smile, and at least be happy that you have a job. So I spent my lunch break, and I had extended lunch break because it should have been a 5-minute transaction with 20 minutes for me. They never sent me my taxes to my other house, and I've been calling. There's a problem with the phone system here. Miss Caprice told me before, so I have to take my lunch break to see if I can contact people so I can pay my taxes. I know the city need money, but now I'm into the penalty for 2 houses, which I don't think is fair. When I pay my taxes and media, they have it on the website because stuff was backed up. It would be late. They would not penalize you. So I got $150 penalties on 3 different houses. Well, $50 a piece, and I don't think it's fair because none of my taxes were sent to my house. I know the city need money. If I'm supposed to budget and save to pay my taxes, how can if I never get the bill? So that's my comment. My second fold is I'm here to represent the Chester Water Authority. I have 2 interns here. We come just to say hi, just to see what's going on in the community because they are our future. They received their first check. One will be getting there this week. I told them today you represent the water company and also a taxpayer for the first time. So we just want to be a part of not only the problem, the solution. I have one that wants to be a lawyer, which is Gabrielle Smith. You can stand or wave. I have number 2, Miss Shanae Harmon. She wants to be a lawyer. Gabrielle wants to be a doctor. So can you stand, Shanae? Thank you. Some of them, they just heard about it. I said, we never know what's going to happen during a city council meeting. If you want to find out, it's going to be lawyers here. It's going to be police officers here. Everyone that's in a rightful place. And you're going to just have ordinary people just want to see what's going on. So this is the place to be and the place to learn. And maybe they can talk with some of you afterwards just to get your business cards. Just to, they need someone just to connect with. But I thank you for your time. I thank you for opening. We haven't been here in 2 years, and I just wanted this to represent the city of Chester. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sutler, I wanted to make sure we responded in regards to your tax inquiry. So my first question is, did you get your tax bills?
I got it on yesterday.
You did for all 3?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'll look into what those fee. Well, let me ask this as well. Do we have the proper mailing address on file? You do now. So we didn't before?
I'm not sure. I just made sure everything was done.
Okay.
They said, see, France supposed to be out, so.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, I apologize for what may have happened downstairs when you entered this building. Anybody that comes into City Hall should be greeted with the utmost respect, and definitely handle their business with professionalism. So I'll make sure I address that. And if there's any other issues that you may have with your tax bill or anytime that you come in here, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I will be, I guess, try to look into the tax bills to see what we had on file as far as the proper mailing addresses. And if there's anything that we are able to do, I will be in touch or try to be in touch with you to let you know. Most certainly. Thank you. In the phone systems, real fast, we understand that our phone systems in the past has had some issues. We currently are wrapping up an audit with our phone systems to make sure that all of the calls or how they're routed to different departments are being accurate. And of course, as many of you know, we had to lay off a good amount of individuals. So we have some phones and cubicles here that don't have individuals in those seats still. So we did wrap up the audit maybe about a week ago. and we're going to try to do our best. No, we will do our best to make sure that the phone lines are updated and the transfers are going to the right folks.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Stuckey?
Good morning. Mr. Mayor, City Council. My name is Zachary Stuckey. My address is 212 East 24th Street in Chester, PA 19013. I am here today for a couple matters. At my location where I live, I'm having issues with the grass not being cut in the back of the property. I'm also having an issue with EG's store, with them not keeping their grass appropriately cut. That grows is taller than me. I'm about 5'4", and the grass is about 6 feet. So I'm having that issue. I've been bringing those complaints forward here to a lot of phone calls that I have been making down here in City Hall. I do have another matter that I spoke to Mr. Baines about my false incarceration. This goes always back to 2002, when initially I had a dismissal in 2005 when the Honorable Robert Wright was living. I was rearrested on the same matter in 2006 on top of the dismissal. Those are the issues that I'm bringing forward. I spoke to Mr. Baines about it. I don't see him in the house today, but initially he'd been to my house and he's aware. I gave him a copy of the dismissal that has happened to me. As of today of 2022, I made some phone calls to the commissioner's office. I spoke to his secretary. Initially, I'm explaining to him that I have police following me around. For what reason, I don't know. But I'm bringing this issue to you, Mr. Mayor and City Council, to make you aware of the aggravation that I am going through with the police department here in Chester, Pennsylvania. And once again, this aggravation goes all the way back 20 years now, 20 years. If you know, I've been in City Council many times before, Ms. West, but I am disabled now with spinal cord condition. I have retinopathy of the spine, and this is why I have not been active as I usually be. I want to commend all the people who's doing what they're doing. And as a member of this city now for 35 years, when I came here in 1987, my heart, soul, and mind has always been about the children of the city. All the dollars that I have donated, all the treats that I still, as of today, give out to children, the hot dogs, the burgers, if I can buy a coat, a pair of sneakers, I do it. So I say within everybody, within itself, Almighty God, give everybody the opportunity to do the right thing. Every day we get up. But if you want to get in the way of yourself, that's a problem for yourself. But we have a God to call on to initially to administer and help us and direct us in the right path and the right way to do all things for all people. So anyone that know God as I do, you should have the understanding, show the love and understanding for all people, all people. And I want to reiterate one thing what the young lady spoke about, the misconduct of calling here and people hanging up the phone. I'm having that issue. I am having that issue, and I explained that, I think, to Ms. Stanback a few times. I have spoken to her numerous amount of times. And as I am still a dedicated parent of this city now for 35 years, I came here in 87. I have 3 daughters who graduated from this system, and also my 2 granddaughters. The baby girl now she's 14, she's in high school. My granddaughter now is 21, is in criminal law school. So as a law-abiding citizen of the city as I have been, I don't deserve to have the wrongful aggravation that I'm having from the police department. And it continues to go on.
Mr. Stuckey, what I will do is I'll have a conversation with my commissioner to address that issue, if that is exactly what is occurring. And also, we will see what we can do about the property owner and dealing with the grass.
It's unplorable. It's unplorable. I'm a professional cook. I'm a chef myself. You know, so when I maintain it and try to entertain people in my yard, I don't need the grass. One thing about the commissioner's office, I call there. I left a numerous amount of messages to his secretary for him to give me a call back.
Let me have a conversation with my commissioner.
I appreciate it very much, sir.
Thank you.
It's a great day, everyone. Stay blessed.
You too.
Thank you. I have to go now.
Thank you, Mr. Stuckey. And
Mr. Stuckey, real fast. Was it 2 properties that had highways and grass, or just the one, EG's? Is that right behind your house? Okay, so EG's and the property that's directly behind your house has the issue with highways and grass, right? Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we had which properties it was, so we can take a look at it.
I got raccoons back there, possums. They're jumping out of here. And one jumped over my shoulders one day when I was out cleaning. And you don't want to get scratchy or bite on me.
We got it, Mr. Stuckey. I got you.
thank you.
You too.
You as well. Ms. Flynn?
Good morning,
Good morning.
Bridget Flynn. I'm going to pony off of the rudeness of the staff members at the windows, especially downstairs. They're beyond rude. Phone calls not getting returned, and then with regards to you get transferred, it rings and hangs up. So you don't even get the opportunity to leave a message or anything like that. I mean, it just hangs up on you. Want to readdress the ATVs. How many of you sit outside on a weekend and have ATVs drive through your property? And then when you call the police, they say that they can't do anything about it, that they're not allowed to address it. And then if they ticket them, the tickets get thrown out at court. And I have it on video of these people riding through my property. I don't know. Do they ride around your properties? Fireworks, which I'm going to address further with Commissioner Gretzky. Parking Authority, they had a board meeting, which no one knew about, and it was posted on Facebook Live. I tried to leave a comment. By the time I finished typing my comment, they closed it and didn't address my comment. I've messaged them multiple times because they said they would address my questions, and I have yet to hear back from them. We need animal control. Again, we need animal control in the city. Abandoned properties or properties that are privately owned and being worked on. Councilwoman Williams came out yesterday to look at the property at 400 East 9th Street. I'm tired of looking at it. Something needs to be done. But there are other residents in the city that live next to properties that someone's paying taxes on, and they're not maintaining the outside of their property. But yet the person who's living there is getting fined. So this is not fair. Something needs to be done about all the abandoned properties. I know that tree trimming had started. I don't know where it's at. I know personally, I come out Upland Street to 291. If you look down, you can't see the vehicles coming from Eddystone direction because of the bottom of the trees. So make sure that when they're going out, that it's a car and not trucks that are coming and looking. And then it was addressed previously in a meeting, the trees along Providence heading towards Swarthmore, right by St. Catherine Drexel. The school zone is completely blocked by a tree. You cannot see it at all. So that definitely needs to be addressed before school's open. L&I, they never, ever, ever return phone calls. The only way you can get something done is to show up here. Street sweeping. What's up with that?
You need an answer right now to the street sweeping. We do have, and we work, the highway department, we work in concert with the stormwater authority.
So if you have an issue where, you know, we try to get to as many streets as possible, but in light of the fact that we're doing a lot of other things too, you can call in to my department, to the streets department, and let us know, request that your street be swept, and we will get to it. So
One of the issues, and Councilwoman Williams saw it yesterday, is that property, because it looks like a dump,
what property?
the corner of 400 East 9th Street,
Okay.
people, they come down Upland Street and they just trash.
Yeah, they throw trash out of the
Because-
park, that's all over.
Come down my block and you will see by that property, it's disgusting.
Okay.
Yellow light at 11th and Avenue of the States, coming off 11th, like facing the senior buildings, that's completely out, and the weeds need to be trimmed around there again. And then the emails that come from the city, if you could possibly put the upcoming events in there along with, because I got July's and it told what happened in June, but I would like to know what also is happening in July. It's great that I know the positive things that have happened, but there's a calendar of events that comes out on Facebook from the city information, but if you can also include that calendar in the emails too.
I think
Go ahead.
I think I'm just my face is like this, aren't we? My eyes. What email are you talking about? Like the subscription to the newsletter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so if you can just put, so for the August email that's gonna come out, okay, this is the great stuff that's happened in July.
Previous month
And-
here's upcoming. Gotcha.
Upcoming in August, this is when the union games are, this is when the food trucks are, this is when we're having, this thing on that, so people are aware of what's happening.
Understood. All right.
Miss Amanda, could you share with her?
This is the July list. This is 4th of July flyer, food truck flyer. This is, yeah,
I didn't see it in the email.
this is the copy. So this is everything, the whole community list that you see, everything is back here. So I'm not really,
I'll show you the email.
okay.
Let me address your ATV situation. That is something that's not just the city of Chester. That is all over. It's a state law. We cannot chase them. If anybody has an idea of how we can better monitor them or work with them, please let us know. But our police cannot chase them. If they chase them, and if one of the ATVs runs up on the curb and kills a child or an adult, or if an officer is injured, or if the person on the ATV is injured, that is why we don't give chase. And it's not just our laws, but it's the state law. That's the
But if-
commissioner.
Also, what you're speaking about, directive number 8, safe operation under police vehicles, it does not fit the criteria. And I offer this to anyone in this room, go on to YouTube and punch in bike life, Miami, Chicago, Philadelphia, it's all over. Is it a nuisance? It is. Do we have a plan? We do, and we've impounded numerous bikes. And I've actually met with a couple of the groups, the City Guerrillas, the 610 boys. I sat there and talked to them. They said, you can build me a park, you can build me great adventure, but it's the thrill and it's the drone rush on the street. But we are going to address that problem at this point.
I mean, I sent the video, and I can tell you where the guy lives and know exactly where the one kid lives. But I was told from the officer that it's going to be thrown out in court anyway.
As far as the tree trimming situation, we are working with, I think it's Jake's, and they're working with us to work on the trees on 291 and other areas in our community. We've been working with them to put together a plan as we speak. The parking authority, that is something that has to be addressed directly to them. I don't know why they have not responded to you, but they have their own authority, just like Stormwater has its own authority, just like Chester Water Authority has its own authority, and their own we don't control, or we don't control those meetings. That's something that has to be directed to them.
But they don't respond.
But there's an opportunity today,
Okay.
today, to go downstairs and talk to them at that window and get the information you need.
Okay.
I think that's it. Thank you. Ms. Smith.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Name and address has already been provided to you. I just want to say something. Can you hear me through my mask? I'm trying to keep safe also.
Yes.
I just like to say that when you, and everybody that looks at the news at night, everything is negative, 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 negative. And it thrives on people's mentality that everything is bad. But I can say that the 4th of July event here in the city of Chester had no negative issues. We didn't see it on the news because nobody got shot, nobody got mugged. But I like to say that to mayor and council, thank you for having such a nice event for the citizens. There were no harms, no casualties. Everybody enjoyed themselves, and keep on bringing those positive things. Might not hit the news, but those folks who are on Facebook, y'all know that it was a good event. Now, secondly, I just want to follow up with Mr. Roots. You gave me this list of the parks and playgrounds. Thank you very much for that. You indicated some of the things that were done. But can you provide me the names and the addresses of these parks? Because, I mean, I know Chester Park, you know, the main parks we know. But a Four Seasons Park and a Ellsworth Playground, I don't know where those are. So is that a possibility that I could have a list of all the names and addresses of the playgrounds? Because, you know, you wrote an article. I mean, I like to be a part of it. So are you scheduling a meeting anytime soon about the parks? So we can have some, you know, some nice activities and whatever for the parks?
No, and I'll get you those addresses.
Okay, but you're not scheduling a meeting about anything?
No.
Would you want anybody to be a part of your planning? Because that's what it says here. If you'd like to help me, contact me. So I'd like to help you.
Okay.
So I'm contacting you.
Will do.
Okay, now, how can I get that information from you?
We can do just what we did before. I'll leave it with Ms. Stanback.
Okay, now. Are you on, is there a particular time? Because I know you have flexible schedule here. So is there a
I will
particular
get it right
time?
as I leave this meeting
Today. I will have
as I
it.
did last time.
Okay, but it ain't what you told me last time. But we won't go there, but thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Make sure I got this right. Ms. Draper?
33 parks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here again. I made an appeal the last evening council meeting regarding the senior building at 600 Edward Street. Realizing that it's public housing, I have appealed to them to no avail. When I came to the meeting that same night, the meeting was over, Ms. West was in the lobby speaking to another resident there. She spoke with her and that person indicated that there were no issues. Everything was okay. They planned a meeting that following Friday. Myself or my dad was unable to attend because of family funeral. So I don't know what the outcome of that meeting was. I was told that by Ms. West that there is security making rounds at that building different times during different shifts. No one there knows anything about it, nor have ever seen any security around there. It's the same issue. It's not safe for the residents there. I'm at a standstill. I'm here on behalf of my dad who lives in that building, who is a senior citizen. He's 88 years old.
The night that you were here at that night council meeting,
Mhm.
you and I did go down to Chatham Senior Village. You talked about the lighting,
Mhm.
and I went outside. All of the lights were lit,
Okay.
all
Okay.
of them, even up to the corner of 7th and Edward.
It's security inside the building with outsiders coming in and out of that building. There's no security there.
Yeah, no, there is no person there 24/7.
You
But-
indicated that someone comes during
I
different
did,
shifts.
because I met with the Housing Authority property asset manager, and I went to the meeting
Mhm.
that
We were
night,
unable
too,
to
that they
attend.
had afterwards. And they said to me, now listen, it's not in my department.
Right, I
and we
realize
have no
all of this is out of the
jurisdiction,
realm of
but
here, but
because you came to us, I went down, and I can only go by what the Housing Authority tells me.
so where do I go next if that isn't
Now,
happening?
let me ask you this, have you made an appointment with anyone at the administrative?
same thing is
or
happening.
At the administrative office?
No one has returned my call at the administrative office at 1100 Avenue of the State.
Have you
Several,
gone there?
yes, several times. And the lady in the booth takes my name, information, told me to email, several emails, phone calls, everything to no avail. So I know you can't,
Commissioner Presti?
And just real quick, I know that, Steve Fisher, but also Mary Minatello, over there. What I can do is, I'll give you my personal cell phone number, which everyone has. You can reach out to me directly. I'll go over there with you. I'll set up an appointment. I'll address this with the housing authority, but if not, I'll ensure with my, Major Blackwell, my patrol, that we do some area checks over there also for you. So when you get done, I'll give you my cell phone number and then maybe you'll hook up.
Right.
All right, promise you. You wanna come over here, man?
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Ms. Lavender Sams?
Good morning, Mayor, Council, fellow citizens. Okay, I have a couple of issues. First thing is around there on the other side of City Hall. Y'all know near the post office, it's looking kind of raggedy. So, if you could tend to that, it's not a good look. Presentation is everything. Okay, second thing is I have on East 22nd Street between Hyatt and Melrose, there's a light out. I don't know who handles that, but that needs to be, one of them great big street lights. That needs to be put back in. Because what happened was somebody had an accident there and they had knocked it down. It's been out since like the winter. So when I go out at night, it's dark.
So it's between,
Hyatt. If you're coming off the Blue Route, it's on the right-hand side between Hyatt and Melrose. Between Melrose and Hyatt, rather, because you get Melrose first.
Is the pole on the ground?
No, the pole is up, but they never put a light on it.
Oh, okay. All right.
we'll have Rodney in
Okay. I could take a picture of it for you and send it to you. Okay. The third thing. There is a lot of positivity in the city, and I've been highlighting that over the years. Okay. And your 4th of July celebration was spectacular. It's in the paper this week. And I did a nice little article on it for you. The next thing and the last thing is I don't know whose job this is, but people are asking me about the lunches in the park for the kids. What's going on with that? Are they going to get any free lunches for the summer? Everybody's looking at me like they don't know what I'm talking about. Or like I lost my
I can
mind.
address that.
Sure.
The delay with starting the summer lunch program
Yes.
is the food provider, the meal provider that we've had for years,
Mm-hmm.
dropped out like 2 weeks before we were to start. So we have to find a new meal provider.
Mm-hmm.
It's been very difficult. We put out an RFP to be responded to by July 6th. No one responded. The school district can't help us, but just yesterday, I may have found someone that's going to provide the meals. Everything that supports the program is ready to go, the 9 locations, the staffing, job postings have gone out. We have a director ready to go. It's just a matter of getting someone to create the meals for us. We were scheduled to start July 11th through August 19th. If the meal provider who I talked to yesterday can provide meals for us, it will be 1 week from the day that they'll tell us they can provide meals, and they said they'd get to me as soon as tomorrow or Friday. That's the delay.
Okay, well, I think it would be a good thing if you let people know because, one of the things I've always respected about this city is how they treated our seniors, not our seniors, our wiser citizens and our children, okay? And children don't stop being hungry because, the food program stopped. So if you could let people know that there's a delay, it would probably be very helpful.
How do you recommend I let people know?
I'm sorry, Councilman, that's out of my purview. That's your job.
Okay. Well, now they know if they've watched the city council meeting.
Ms. Beaver?
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Morning.
I just have some concerns. The stop sign at Butler and Concord. Cars are constantly flying through the stop sign and not stopping. Then at 10th and Concord, people are going up the one-way street to get to the gas stations. Then another concern is tree branches covering the part of the stop sign at not 9th and Butler, but Butler and Concord. And then the house at 900 Butler is a disgrace. If you look at all the trash outside their house, on the side of their house, and the back of their house, is a disgrace. And just the other day, it was mice down on that block, outside the house. But that's all I have.
Ms. Beaver, I'm sorry, you said something about trees covering.
It's branches covering the stop sign at Concord and Butler.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Littleton?
Morning.
Morning.
The first thing I want to address, it's already been mentioned today, is about the treatment that you get when you come in here. I'm glad to know that it is not just specific to me, but what I do not want to happen, because I am a resident that is concerned. I've been an advocate for this community for 22 plus years. This is nothing new to me. I don't want to have to experience hostility when I come in here for a public service. Not even the fact of having police officers address me. And I really am asking for this council to address how the employees are addressing residents that come in with legitimate concerns, trying to be respectful. And then when they harass us with hostility and we become return the favor, then it's on us. I don't want to have to initiate a lawsuit against this type of treatment. I don't need to come in this building and people identify me and say, I know who you are, and they come to me hostility. So I'm asking for those that are in this room who know who they are to make sure that they stop that. I don't cause any trouble. I'm here to just ask legitimate concerns of this council, which is your responsibility and the people who work here. I do not want to be harassed when I come in this government public building by any employee. So I'm asking that to stop and that I'm respected, okay, as I try to give respect to everybody that's working in this building. If you can ensure that that happens. If not, I am going to initiate a lawsuit because this is unacceptable for residents to come into a government public facility to address our legitimate concerns. And many of us come in here who don't really have the time, but we come in here, as many has stated, that we can't get answers or get people on the phone, so we have to come in here. All I'm asking for is to be treated respectfully, as many of us come in here respectfully at first. That's all I'm asking about that. And then the second thing is, I want to ask Mr. Roots, I don't know if you have this information about the fees for public access to the parks. Is there a set fee that is given, or does it depend on the type of activity that is going on?
I must say that we're working on that this week. It's very confusing, the whole permit system for everything in the city, whether it's the parks, community rooms, tag days, whatever. The mayor and I are expecting to sit down very soon to try to sort this out. I've seen some things this week that surprised me with regard to permits. So I honestly don't have an answer for you, but it has to get straightened out because I'm even confused.
It does, because if people are getting quoted different prices, that's why I want to know who is setting these fees and permits. If something is $500, it goes up to $1,000. Who currently is responsible for setting these fees with
I've talked to my solicitor. He doesn't
Mhm.
have an answer for me. I don't know. I'm trying to find out myself. I will say to anybody who gets a permit here in the city, do not pay cash. Do not hand anybody a money order that does not have a pay to the city of Chester. Those are the two things I want you to make sure you do.
Can you guys put that on the website so that community residents know that? So I know you're saying everybody doesn't watch Facebook, so.
Well, some of the forms are on, all the forms are on the website. Some of them specifically say money order payable to the city of Chester. Others just say money order. Some say certified check. It's a hodgepodge of things that are wrong with the permit system. I'm just getting on board. I get the complaints too. Believe me, I get the complaints too. We're going to try to settle this. I hope I can get a comment today on what the problem is and what we're going to do to take care of it.
Okay, and then I just have two other things.
Can I address that as well? We have set fees. We do that beginning of each year. We have a list, and we have an application that is given to those persons who would like to use our parks or any other area in this community, in this city hall. We can share that with you. It's not a hodgepodge of different fees or anything like that.
Mayor, I just brought to your attention yesterday the hodgepodge.
Councilman, I didn't interrupt you.
I know you didn't interrupt me, but you're telling a lady something that isn't true.
Councilman, I didn't interrupt you.
All right, the floor is yours.
I appreciate that. We have a list, and we do have applications that you might want to be able to see if you want to talk to us afterwards. There is stuff that, there are applications that we have for our parks. There are applications that we have for our community room. So if you would like to see those are not something that we just willy-nilly put together.
I'd like to see them too.
And actually, sir, this is also not in behalf of my personal self, myself and others who have been in the process and have been quoted different prices. So I will address the councilman after this.
I might not be the one to address. I'm trying to address it as well.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate
I'll just keep
that.
you posted what I find.
Appreciate it. Thank you. My other question is about the right to know forms. Who in the city handles those forms, and when are residents expected to get those back? I want to say this, that there were some forms, not only by myself, but someone else that I personally know who submitted some forms, and we have not heard anything yet. I'm getting ready to submit about 10 more forms, and I would like to know if they're going to be addressed and if the council is going to respond.
No, I can't. Yeah,
Okay.
So the Right to Know Act is a state law under the Sunshine Act. If you go online under the state statute, there are forms that you can fill out and that you can email and or hand in person. And you can request certain information. And the act dictates what information we need to produce or not. If you want to pick up hard copies, there's a cost associated with that. I believe that the city and all other municipalities and governmental entities governed by that statute have 5 or 7 days to immediately respond, but can request additional time if they need 7 days, but can request additional time, up to 30 days if they need it. If the answers are not produced within that time period, the filing party has the right to appeal to the right to know office and officer.
Okay, so, so just for clarity,
And our right to know officer, not to interrupt you, is Janelle Brown, and I oversee that as well. So if there's a specific request that's not answered, we typically accommodate the applicants and vice versa. But
so you guys will contact the applicant
well,
if you're not gonna respond? Because what I'm saying clearly is that I have personally turned some in, and another resident of the city has turned some in, and this was a minute ago, and we have not heard anything in response. So I wanna know this time, when I turn those into the front desk, who is responsible for getting them and ensuring that that information comes back to us that we request? As you stated, that is a part of the Sunshine Law, and we have a right to.
the right to know officer is
Uh-huh.
responsible for getting that. The right to know officer has up to 7 days to respond or request an additional 30 days to respond.
Mhm.
If there's no response whatsoever, the applicant has the burden of filing an appeal to the right to know officer. I have no objection. I think you have my cell phone. If you don't, I'll give it to you, but I have no objection to letting you know on a particular request, whether we need more than 30 days, whether it's forthcoming, whether you want to pick it up in person or have it emailed. So
Okay, just to clarify once again, I have already put them according to the process of picking it up here physically, turning them back in physically, and have heard nothing on those requests.
So
I'll start the process once again, and we'll follow the law this time, because I haven't got anything back.
you don't need to start the process again.
Okay.
You need to appeal to the right to know officer, or as I suggested, call me on the particular request and I'll see where it is.
Mr. Solicitor, Ms. Newsom is out she had surgery. She's our right to know individual, but so soon as she's back from her surgery, we'll try to do our best to accommodate you.
So when am I able to, because I have like about 10 forms I need to turn in, and they're dealing with some immediate situations that are going on. One in particular is the project that's going on next to my residence. So who's taking her place? Who can handle that? Because I'm trying
I
to
will
get some
take her
information.
place in her absence. If you want to meet me for 2 seconds after the meeting,
Got to get back to work, sir.
I got you.
Okay,
Can you write down your contact information and email?
okay,
On
yeah,
that
I'll
for me?
do that. Okay. I think you have it, but okay.
I do have it, but
Because I
just-
this is, I just want to follow
okay.
the procedures and
Yeah.
hoping that that
Fully
whoever's supposed to
understood.
follow the procedures should follow because this is extra for me. But you're just trying to get the job done according to what you guys already have in place. What I'm saying is I submitted something along with other residents. We have not heard anything back yet. And that was, like I said, a little bit ago.
I just can't answer it until I look at it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Thomas?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just have one question for Mr. Roots. And also, it come to me. Mr. Roots, do you support the Duck Gold project that brings our municipal waste to Chester, the Tuna Pacific?
I don't know what that is.
The Duck Gold project for the waste in Chester.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The project that they bring the waste to Chester, like the trash and everything. Do you support that?
I am not aware of what you're speaking of.
You're not aware of what I'm speaking of. So you don't know anything I'm talking about?
I do not.
So who do I have to talk to that handle that? The people that bring the waste from other places.
I don't know how to answer that.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, what type of waste are you talking about?
So So I don't know whether you're talking about Codanta, which is one type of waste, or Tocora, which is another type of waste. I mean, that would be my suspicion as to what you're asking.
Illegal dumping? That's
The illegal dumping has been a problem in the city, and we're working on it now. We're trying to acquire some cameras and other things so that we can hopefully, if it doesn't deter those folks from dumping in our community, we can possibly catch them and fine them severely, and hopefully folks will get the message that Chester's not the place that they can just dump their trash. So we're working on that. Thank you. Seeing no one else at the podium. Oh, didn't sign in.
I know it's there. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
So I just have three main concerns that have been brought to my attention for like the past few weeks that I'm here to speak on other people's behalf. So one thing that I've noticed and that has also been brought to my attention, seeing for myself and being phone calls from the state rep's office, if we can do something to address the speeding that's going on Concord Avenue, right on the back by the A field, it's connecting by the mosque, I believe, if anyone knows what I'm referring to. The speeding over there is terrible. Around 4:30, 5 o'clock, I talked to Coach AJ, who has the AAU track and everything for the kids. It's not safe for our kids to be warming up around the city of Chester where they should be able to warm up, run around, get ready for track practice, bettering themselves, and their parents have to follow them in their own personal vehicles to make sure no one is speeding doing 60 miles an hour to hit their child. There's no speed bumps, there's no signs, there's nothing to stop people from just speeding down that street that connects Concord, runs you to the Bennett, everything like that. Something needs to be done. Our kids are out here trying to have fun, they're trying to better themselves, track and everything like that. It's our job to keep them safe as the adults. We always talk about the children are our future. What are we doing to protect them when these things are going on? So as a council, I'm asking that be addressed. Not to say no one else's concerns aren't important, but honestly, I could care more about our children than I can about some people, grasping too high or everything like that. Our children are our future, so we're going to do what we need to do to protect them first. So that's something that needs to be addressed ASAP, if possible, please. Second thing is, I'm going to give everybody their flowers when I can. Thank you so much, Council, Parks and Rec, everybody who was in charge of the 4th of July event. It was a great event. Not just from the youth, but from the older population. People from Philadelphia came to City of Chester to enjoy a completely free concert. I don't know too many places so you can get a free concert and have a good time, and then everybody make it home safely. So thank you everybody from the City of Chester that was involved in that so much. I greatly appreciate it. The last thing I want to address is I personally, being a assistant coach at Chester High for a little bit, and graduating from Chester High, running track and playing football and everything, I've been keeping in contact with a lot of businesses and coaches for a lot of different teams, and I think it's our job to support these individuals, especially, how could I say this politically, I guess. When people blow up from the city of Chester, we have no problem talking about them. Jameer Nelson, Rondé Jefferson, Jalil Beats. When people blow up, we have no, they're from Chester. What are we doing to support them when they're younger? Like I said, I went down to Walmart myself and bought 5 cases of water because Chester High had a scrimmage against Imhotep Charter from Philadelphia. Parents came out and supported their children playing football and everything. And I just bought some water for the kids, you know what I mean? Like, I don't make a whole bunch of money, but everything we can do to help, it should be done. I've spoken to VAR, I've spoken to Sadiq, I've spoken to the young lady who runs Sisters. They'd be more than happy to donate. 15 businesses donating $300 a piece. Come on, everybody, adds up. We have to get together and do something, you know what I mean? And that's something that I really want to see from the city because I care. You know what I mean? And I know it's not one person's job. So if we all talk about how important our city is, how important youth is, how important the men's adult basketball league is, of course, all the things are important. But guess what? The kids got to come first in every aspect. And music, you know what I mean? What can we do to bring a music program back to Chester High? They're giving out more scholarships for band at HBCUs than they are for athletics. And that's a statistical fact that I did research myself. So these are all things that it's not your job as city council. I'm not saying that everything has to be held up to you. But as a community, people who are sitting here, I'm asking, what are we all doing? clearly not, but you know what I'm saying? So that's all the things I wanted to address. The speeding on Concord Ave, please, please, please do something about it so our kids can be safe.
Excuse me. Now, we talk about respect and receiving and giving respect. The young man is at the podium.
So thank you so much for the time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mayor, real fast.
Yes, sir.
Just want to make two announcements. To the citizens of the city of Chester, Saturday, July 16th, the second annual Chat Water Festival will be at Memorial Park, 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Come out. It was a great event last time. Please come out and support. Rondé does big things for the city. And then also, I hope I'm not wrong on this. I think we're going to have our first annual 2022 Crash Boy Games in the town area from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Slow's behind it. So police department will be out there. The fire department come out there. The youth's going to be out there. Two big events. Please come out and show support. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Seeing no one else at the podium, we'll hear from our council. Comments from our council. Councilman Roots.
Oh. Good morning. I'd like to inform everyone, we've talked about this, we voted on this on council, Kaboom Playground, a free playground. We were in competition with a couple other places in the county. The city did win the playground. It will be installed late September, early October. Well, not just installed, but built by the community. Late September, early October in Sun Village Park. Things have to move fast. So next Thursday, there's going to be a design build process where us, Chester Education Foundation, PICO is the funder, and the Kaboom people will all be in town. We're going to meet with the children first, 5 to 11-year-olds, to see what do they want to see in a playground. So we're going to meet them at the Boys and Girls Club and at Eastside Ministries. That evening, we're going to meet with the parents or the community people in Sun Village. So in the next couple days, when the material arrives, everyone in Sun Village area around a quarter to half-mile radius, I counted 600 houses yesterday, will get flyers. In their doors, you're going to see lawn signs announcing, come out to the opportunity for a community build. That's number one. How can I do this without glasses? The Crash Boys event, I had that on my list. The permit confusion, I have that on my list. We can just blow through all that. Chester Water Authority. I see you have interns. That's really exciting. We had an opportunity to get some interns here at Chester City Hall. I don't know, project's kind of died on the vine. I don't know what's going on, but I know those interns couldn't wait any longer and they got assigned somewhere else. So maybe next year we can get that going. I don't know if restaurant owners in particular are aware, but the county is out here inspecting food establishments, food trucks, and restaurants. I just want you to be aware of that. And Chester Township, I have to give them credit. They're going to have a skate park, so a guy in recreation. That was one of the things I wanted to bring to Chester in Memorial Park. They beat me to the punch, but I think that's great that we're bringing alternative sports for our young people to get involved in. I've been told by several people that our kids do skateboard. So now Chester Township beat us to the punch. And we also have to recognize Billy White Shoes Johnson. His statue is going to go up in Marcus Hook, and I think that's wonderful. The statue was built right here in Chester. We have a statue of Fredia Gibbs that is also built here in Chester that we couldn't get here in Chester, but it's going to be out in Cabrini. But it's always great to recognize and to see them memorialized with statues, people that have come through Chester, near Chester. So for us in the surrounding areas, I'm just proud. That's it for me today.
Councilman West?
I just want to put a reminder out that, and it is on the city's website, And we do have flyers about trash collection. Say, for example, I just want to remind people that when we have a holiday on a Monday, like 4th of July, then there's no recycling picked up that Wednesday. It falls to the next week. So I just want to remind people about that. And if you need a flyer or a schedule of or layout of when trash is picked up and where it's picked up and on what, days, then we have that for you in my office downstairs in the streets department. Also, I've been in dialogue with my engineer about the Lloyd Street Bridge, which you all know has been down for 11 years. And so I have a petition that I'm getting together, and I'm going to ask the community to sign this petition so that we can avoid any further long-term delays in terms of when they finish the project. I think 11 years is long enough to have to wait, and our community has been divided. So I just want you all to know I need your support, your help in terms of getting these signatures, because we cannot tolerate this. It's my understanding they want to delay it for another year. That's unacceptable to me because it's been delayed for 11 and a half years. So I have a meeting scheduled for, is it this Friday or next week? Okay, and we're going to talk to PennDOT and others who are involved in the project, to let them know about our displeasure. And so I'm hoping that you'll support me with the signatures, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman?
Yes. Good morning to everybody. So just want to piggyback on a few comments that the public made about the 4th of July celebrations. I too believe that it was a phenomenal event for the community. Even those individuals who said that they would not show or thought that we should not have those festivities were present and visible on 4th of July. So shout out to those individuals and the people who naturally just wanted to come out and enjoy their 4th of July or the 4th of July festivities that we had. So, and just so the public can know, the 4th of July festivities was 100% funded via donations and sponsorships. So none of the funds that we had to pay for the vendors and or the entertainers and performers, none of those funds came out of the general fund for the city of Chester. All funds were 100% via sponsorships and donations. So I just wanted to make that public as well. There up front, if you haven't seen it on the podium, there are flyers for the American Rescue Plan presentation that we're going to have next Wednesday, July 20th at 5 p.m. right here in Chester City Hall. So if you have not seen a flyer, please go up to the podium and grab one. It is posted on our social media website, the City of Chester website, and we have some downstairs in the lobby area. We'll be handing them out to business owners and things like that in the downtown business district area. The meeting will be provided or hosted by myself with our consultants, UHY, to provide information to the residents and citizens on how we, the City of Chester, plan to utilize the American Rescue Plan funds. So we intend to have residents and business owners and contractors be recipients of the funds in certain projects and programs. And also there are some things such as capital improvement needs, improvements of the parks and things like that that we'll be using the funds for as well. So please join us on July 20th at 5 p.m. right here in City Hall. If you are not able to join us, we will live stream the meeting on our Facebook as well. So you'll be able to see what the discussions are going to be about for the budget of the American Rescue Plan. And lastly, the EASE newsletter for individuals who are not aware or were not aware, the City of Chester does have a newsletter that's pushed out monthly. If you would like to provide your email and get subscriptions of that, you can go onto our website at www.chestercity.com. I think you scroll down maybe to the bottom of it and it'll ask for you to put in your email address so that way that you can receive those subscriptions on things that are happening in the previous month, and of course things that are happening in the upcoming month as well. So that's all I got for today.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Williams.
Fine.
Okay. Just a few quick success stories. Want to thank Bethany Baptist Church, Dr. Davis, Dr. Morris, Reverend Pastor Morris, and Bountiful Blessings for a successful gun buyback program. It was awesome. I want to thank Eric Bain and our very own Amanda Johnson for their input and their hard work in putting out that program together. It was a success. And we got multiple guns off the streets of Chester. Of course, once again, that kind of stuff doesn't get publicized. The 4th of July, I will say something about that. I want to thank the city workers, our streets and parks workers, and Mr. Lee. They all did an excellent job working the event itself. It was over almost 2,000 persons out there, young people, older persons, families, having a good time, fireworks, everything went off without a hitch. And we did it with mainly 3 police law enforcement personnel, Commissioner Gretzky, Captain Goldsmith, and Officer Malarkey. 2 other officers. 2 other officers showed up later in the day, but it just shows you that the folks in Chester know how to have a good time, know how to appreciate one another when all the violence was happening around us in other areas, in other communities, even in other states. Chester was safe and sound. It was a safe haven for so many people that had a great time that day. So I want to thank, my hat goes off to our law enforcement personnel and to Commissioner Gretzky and our firefighters who made sure that the fireworks were safe, went off properly without a hitch, and everything went well. Thank you both. And thank the men and women who work along with you. The Food Truck Festival, bringing people back to our Overtown, downtown. The Food Truck Festival was an awesome event. Hundreds of folks came downtown Chester, enjoyed one another, had a great time. Our vendors did very well. And once again, it was the opportunity for Chester folks to shine. And we did just that in the city of Chester. We shined in the city of Chester. One of the things you're going to always hear me talk about, no matter what, is the positive things that are going on, because I don't think we talk about them enough. My hat goes off to our former chief of staff and my former business development director, Ron Starr, who helped put that together and pull all those things together. And we look forward to you coming downtown on next Friday? Next Friday, same time, same station, to continue in the festivities. Our crime in our city, we are not a crimeless city. I wish that would be the fact, but it's not. But the facts are the facts. Crime in our city is going down. If you read the papers, you'll see our police are collecting guns through buybacks and seizures of illegal weapons, and they're also removing drugs from our city. That's because of the efforts of our law enforcement personnel who are working collectively and in partnership with the state troopers, the sheriff's departments, and other local municipalities. We have other persons coming into our city, law enforcement personnel coming into our city, trying to find out how we do it so that they can make their cities and their communities a safer place. So once again, my hat goes off to our law enforcement personnel. Finally, we've hit the big leagues in the big stage. There's a movie being filmed right here in the city of Chester, right downtown Chester. We don't talk about those things. Jennifer Hudson and what's his name? Common are in town. They're filming right here, downtown, little old downtown Chester. They've been in the city for a while now. What's the name of the movie? Breathe. This is a movie called Breathe. This is the second movie that I remember being here. The first one dealing with Sylvester Stallone, and now this one. So Chester's doing some great things. We're doing some great things here in our community. I just hope and pray that we always don't forget to accent the positive, because positivity is what draws people to our community. There are a number of persons who are moving here from Philadelphia to Chester because they feel a safer place to be, and we appreciate that. With that said, have a great day. This meeting is now adjourned.